The origins of Renaissance art can be traced to Italy in the late 13th century. It is a fervent period of European cultural, artistic, political, and economic rebirth following the Middle Ages. The Renaissance promoted the rediscovery of classical philosophy, literature, and art. It is divided into two periods, early and late Renaissance. In early Renaissance, artists learned by trying to emulate classical artists, focusing on symmetry and creating the perfect form. While in late Renaissance, there was a rising interest in perspective and gave the art more realism. The four greatest Renaissance artists were Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello, popularized in modern times by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Works from this period were inspired by classical Greek and Roman art and were known for their grace, harmony, and beauty. In addition, the Renaissance saw the refinement of mediums, notably oil. The Medici family, who lived in Florence, Italy, and ruled for over 60 years, were famous backers of this movement. The Renaissance led to a significant transition from the medieval to the modern age. This period witnessed the end of the old and reactionary medieval spirit and the beginning of the new spirit of science, reason, and experimentation.
The first Renaissance artist is Masaccio. Born Tommaso di Ser Giovanni di Simone, was a Florentine artist who was regarded as the first great Italian painter of the Quattrocento period and the Italian Renaissance. The founder of Renaissance painting was Masaccio. The intellectuality of his compositions, the monumentality of his compositions, and the high degree of naturalism in his work mark Masaccio as a pivotal figure in Renaissance painting. Tribute of Money is one of many frescoes painted by Masaccio and another artist named Masolino. In the Brancacci Chapel in Santa Maria del Carmen in Florence, the story of the tribute Money is told in three separate scenes within the same fresco. This way of telling an entire story in one painting is called a continuous narrative, a story unfold and a miracle performed. The painting is part of a cycle on the life of Saint Peter and describes a scene from the Gospel of Matthew, in which Jesus directs Peter to find a coin, the mouth of a fish, in order to pay the temple tax, and its importance to relate by its revolutionary use of perspective and chiaroscuro.
Now let's proceed to the second artist, Leonardo da Ser Pero da Vinci. His name is not Da Vinci. Leonardo did not have a surname in the modern sense. He was an illegitimate son of Pero Frosino and the peasant named Caterina. His full name was Leonardo da Ser Pero da Vinci, meaning son of Pero from Vinci, the Tuscan village in which he was born. Mona Lisa, also known as La Gioconda, is the wife of Francesco del Condo. This painting is painted as oil on wood. It is a visual representation of the idea of happiness suggested by the word Gioconda in Italian. The painting Mona Lisa was being described as the best known, the most visited, the most written about, the most sung about, the most parodied work of art in the world. It had an optical illusion named after it, the Mona Lisa effect, the feeling that the subject of a painting follows you with her gaze. It has only became famous when it was stolen.
For the last artist, he is Michelangelo di Ludovico Buonarroti Simonini. Michelangelo di Ludovico Buonarrotissimo, known simply as Michelangelo, was an Italian sculptor, painting, architect, and poet of high resistance, born in the Republic of Florence, who exerted an unparalleled influence on the development of Western art. The Dying Slave is a sculpture created between 1513. It was served to with another figure, the rebellious slave, at the tomb of Pope Julius II. It is marble figure 7'4" in height. It has been said that in The Dying Slave, Michelangelo, in the portraying that moment at the point of the death, when the body is drained of the last of its vitality to become mere lifeless matter, he shows us young man lost in a dream-like state of lassitude and assistant of his release from the struggle of life. The bounds around his chest indicate his captive state. Michelangelo, redeeming of the young perfect from the unconscious sexuality in his culture powerfully evokes the beautiful of his languorous sensuality in life.
The Renaissance as a unified historical period ended with the fall of Rome in 1527. Even so, the greatness of the artists and their artworks will forever be part of our history.